Hey YouTube family, this is Seeking Mini-Me VSG, also known as Tiffany here, reporting my 3-week post-op VSG update. So I am going to go ahead and just get into the stats first. So let me look at my notes. Okay, so I had VSG surgery at Baycare Medical Center on November 22nd of 2017. So that was 3 weeks ago yesterday. I'm actually recording this on Thursday. So it was 3 weeks ago yesterday on Wednesday. My surgeon was Dr. Clinton Hall. So at the start of my liquid diet, I was 205.4, and that was on November 7th. My highest weight ever recorded was 226.8, and that was in January of 2016. So my surgery weight was 195.6, and that was on November 22nd. So I had lost 10.8 pounds during my liquid diet. So last week, I came to you guys on December 6th, and I had weighed in at 188.4, which had put me at 7.2 pounds total weight loss since surgery. So that was at my 2 weeks. And today, well, technically yesterday, I weighed in yesterday because that was at my 3 weeks, which was December 13th. My weigh-in was 185.6. So I had lost 2.8 pounds last week, and so that gives me total pounds lost since surgery of 10 pounds. If you're curious to know, so that's 10 pounds lost since surgery. That is 19.8 since I started the process, so since I started my liquid diet, and that is 41.2 for my highest weight. So I am also, I'm 5'1", and I am also 32 years old, in case you guys are wondering if anybody's new or anything and don't know all my stats. I usually put all those stats too down in the description box below as well. So I am trying to do things a little bit differently for this video. I had downloaded a new video editor. So I'm trying to do things a little bit differently, and I'm hoping that it's going to work. So if I can, I'm going to try to put in some pictures, because I took pictures at the start of my liquid diet as my before pictures, and then I took pictures again yesterday. So technically it's 5 weeks. So 5 weeks, because I started my liquid diet, and that was 2 weeks before the surgery, and then I'm 3 weeks post-op. So it's 5 weeks. There's a 5-week span between these pictures. So I put the same outfits on, and I did side-by-sides with the same poses and stuff. In case any of you guys are curious, I want to try to put that in this video, probably at the end. I think it's going to be the easiest. So yeah, I'm going to try to do that. So I have a video editor. I'm going to try to put those pictures in if I can. If they're not at the end, then you guys know I wasn't able to figure it out. So, all right. So let's kind of get into what has been, oh, kind of close up there. Let's kind of get into what's been going on this week. So, I know I had talked to you guys last week in my update. I had said that, you know, things had been kind of hard that week, but the day that I was doing my update, I was actually feeling much better. The scale did finally move, so I did end up, I think, like losing a pound or so that week. And yeah, so this week, so I did stick to going to the gym. Excuse me, I'm trying to drink my protein, and of course, burps always happen. I did stick to going to gym last week. I went 3 times last week. And I'm not doing anything strenuous at the gym at this point. I haven't been released to do any strength training or anything like that. So I'm basically just spending time on the treadmill. Sometimes we jump over the bike, and stuff like that. But, that went well. I went at least 3 times that week. I think I did at least an hour on the treadmill at the very minimum. Most of the time we were doing like an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. And I'm just doing like a kind of I can still hold a conversation, so not a real brisk pace, but I am doing it at an incline. So I do feel like I get, definitely my legs are all shaky and all that kind of stuff by the time I'm done. So that's been going well. I went to the gym. Well, last week I only went to the gym 3 times, but we ended up getting passes to Disney. So we also went to Disney once too. So I count that as exercise because, I'm walking around Disney and stuff like that. So technically I, had worked out 4 days that week. And this week has been the same. I've went to the gym once. Officially went to the gym once this week. We are planning on going to the mall to walk around today. So that's going to be that. And then I did go to Disney once this week as well. So that, and then I'm probably going to be going to the gym tomorrow. So I'm at least trying to get in a good 3 days of like good workout. So to me, like that can be walking around in the mall, that can be walking around at Disney, that can be going to the gym, whatever it is. I'm at least trying to get 3 days in of good walking. And it helps. It helps to make me feel better. It helps to, I think it's kind of helped moving the scale and all that kind of stuff. So, okay. So what's been going on this week? After I did my update, I did have a bad day after that update. I think I think it might have been that morning that I did the update after the update, or it might have been the next day or something like that. But I had a day where in the morning I was getting back on my med regimen, on my vitamin regimen, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm not getting enough protein. I'm going to go ahead and do a protein shake in the morning. So I had taken my meds and I had started drinking my protein shake, and for some reason a little bit later on that day, well, not a little bit later after I had taken that stuff, it wasn't like right away, it was like a little bit later, maybe it's been a while now, I feel like it's been forever, but maybe like an hour, maybe even a little bit longer than that, I'm not sure, but I started to feel really, really sick and really, really nauseous. This is probably TMI, but I got diarrhea as well. My stomach was really upset, so I was, going to the bathroom already, and then I was going to the bathroom and started to feel really nauseous. So I ended up having to I ended up throwing up as well. So I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the combination of the meds that I was taking, as well as the protein shake, or if it was just the meds. I had been taking, it wasn't like my first time, I had been taking them in the morning like usual. I hadn't even gotten to my multivitamin yet that day, so it wasn't my vitamins, because I hadn't taken that yet, and I don't know what it was, but it just made me sick. So I've kind of stopped taking my medications again, just because every time for a while I thought about taking them, I would get nauseous right away. So I'm not doing protein shakes in the morning either. I'm doing like Fairlife milk, like probably about 8 to 10 ounces of that with some sugar-free chocolate syrup. I'm doing that in the morning. And I haven't gotten back on my medications either. I know I need to do that. I'm thinking I'm going to try to start again this week to get back on them, because I think those will also help my weight loss, because I have PCOS and they have me on metformin for insulin resistance, as well as a hormone pill. And I know if my hormones are all out of whack and my body's insulin resistant, those things are going to be fighting against me to lose weight. So I know I need to get back on those medications. I just hated that feeling, because I literally felt bad the entire day. I felt so sick that whole day. Like, I just felt nauseous. I didn't feel good. I didn't even eat anything for the rest of the day. It wasn't until like later that night I started to feel better. Like, I had laid down and taken a nap. And later that night I did start to feel better, and I was able to eat dinner, and I kept that down with no issues and stuff. But so I've just been avoiding that, because I just hate to feel like that. It's horrible. I hate to feel like that. Luckily after that, I haven't had any more reoccurrences of that. The puree diet is going fine. I haven't had any issues. So far, everything I've tried, I keep down fine. I do get full really fast, which has kind of been a little bit of a mental struggle, is the fact that I'm hungry, so I eat something and it's like literally 3 bites and it's like, okay, you're full, like you can't eat anymore. And that just doesn't really seem to it doesn't satisfy, I guess, the mental hunger, I guess it is. Because obviously physically I'm not hungry, so my mind is thinking like, clearly you're not full, like you didn't get enough with that, like that wasn't good enough, you still want more food. So I think it's like my head playing games with me. So that's been kind of a struggle, is, just the eating so little, and your stomach saying, okay, you're done. But my brain is kind of like, no, you're not. So it's been a little bit of a struggle, but I notice it's worse if I'm like sitting at home and I'm not doing anything. If I'm out and about and I'm doing stuff, it's not as bad. But when I'm sitting at home and I'm like doing stuff, like, it's like my brain just, it wants to think about that food, like the whole time. It's like, okay, you're full, but you're going to think about those leftovers that you have. And like, at what point in time are you going to have enough room in your stomach to be able to finish those? So it's definitely a struggle. Like I said, like a mental struggle. I am, on the bright side, I am making good choices when I do eat. So it's all protein. Like it's all, obviously things that I can eat because I'm on a pureed diet. So very soft things like, and like that pureed kind of consistency. So it's things like that. And I'm trying to stick to protein. So I'm eating things like, refried beans with cheese, which I eat that a lot just because I like it, it's really good, and because I really need fiber in my diet, because I'm still haven't figured out this whole being a regular thing, which I know a lot of you guys, stop it. Sorry, my dogs are sitting right next to me and they're making all these noises and stuff, driving me nuts. You guys all understand that when it comes to that. So that's still a struggle, not as bad as it was before, but still a struggle. But yeah, anyway, so refried beans with cheese. I do like a chili. I've done. I found this like chicken tortilla soup that's really good that I do. What else have I been eating? I can't really think of it, but I am trying to stick to protein. I haven't incorporated anything like carbs or sugars or anything like that into my diet. I hope to avoid those altogether as much as possible. I'm not going to lie to myself and say, oh, I'm never going to eat sugar again, or I'm never going to eat carbs again, but I really do. So this is something that I wanted to talk about. So we were at Disney on Monday, and of course, like when you're in like an environment and all you're smelling is all these different kind of foods, and there's all these places around that have food, and you're smelling all these foods, all these things you used to love and all that kind of stuff, it makes it hard. And again, even if you're not physically hungry, mentally your mind starts telling you that you're hungry and, oh, you want to eat this and, oh, you want to eat that and all this kind of stuff. So that's definitely been a struggle as well, is like trying to figure out what's actual hunger and what's mental hunger. And for the most part, I think I do a pretty good job of that, but it doesn't stop it from, being hard and being a struggle. So we're walking around Disney and I'm smelling all these foods and I'm thinking about all these things and I'm like, oh, I'd really like to have this and I'd really like to have that. And for the most part, it's pretty healthy things that I'm like craving and that I'm wanting. I'm like, oh, what I wouldn't give to be able to eat some salmon right now, or oh, what I wouldn't give to be able to eat like, a sirloin steak right now, or oh, what I wouldn't give to be able to eat a salad right now. So it's like really pretty decently healthy things that I'm craving, like protein and salads and stuff like that I'm like, oh man, I can't wait till I can eat that stuff. And we walk into, because my husband, he's been on the sweets kick, And so we walk into this, like, you know, in Disney, they have those stores. It's like nothing but sweets and candies and stuff like that. And we walk in there and we're walking around there. And I noticed, mind you, before surgery and even before the liquid diet, I was a huge sweets person. Huge sweets person. Like, sweets were my biggest downfall because I was always craving them. I always wanted them. I couldn't finish a meal without being like, okay, my meal's done. I'm not hungry, but my dessert stomach is still hungry. Like, it was crazy. Sweets were such a struggle for me. But I'm walking around and I'm looking at all these sweets, and it's not the first time that it's happened, but this was just something that kind of brought it up. But I'm looking at all these sweets and stuff, and I'm just like, they're not tempting to me. I wasn't like, oh man, you know, there was a couple things that I was like, oh yeah. You know, I remember having one of those, like an apple, like a candied covered apple that was like with dipped in white chocolate and that kind of stuff. And I kind of was thinking to myself, like, sorry, phone call. I was kind of thinking to myself, like, oh man, you know, like, I do remember that would be good, but it wasn't really like a real mental struggle. It was just like, oh yeah, those were good, but that was it. Like, so sweets I'm not really craving anymore. It's not really something that I'm tempted with. Like, we went out to eat at a place, the Rainforest Cafe. And, you know, it was like my husband's fish that I was like, oh, you know, like, I'd really like to eat some of that. And I ended up eating it because, I mean, fish is really soft. It was really moist. And I chewed it up really well. And it settled really well and everything. And again, it was just the protein. And I also ate one of his scallops. So, like, it was stuff like that I was like, oh, I'd really like to have that. And, you know, I did end up trying that. And when he was like looking at the dessert menu and, you know, they come over and ask about desserts and stuff, that wasn't at all something that I was like, oh man, like, wish I could have dessert. Like, it wasn't tempting at all. So that is something that I really do. Like, if I can, I really think that that's making a big difference for me. The fact that I haven't eaten sweets and I haven't really eaten any carbs or anything like that, aside from like carbs that you find in like beans and stuff like that, obviously, but no carbs like bread, pasta, you know, like cakes, cookies, any of that kind of stuff. And I think that's really helping me. Like, my body, like, physically, my body's not craving it. So I think that is like really helping me. So if I can avoid that, if I can feel like this like forever, I don't think it would be that difficult to avoid things like that. I know I'm only 3 weeks out and it's like, yeah, talk to me about that in a year or something like that. But I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. That's where my head's at. So yeah, aside from the mental hunger and trying to fight with the fact that I'm eating so little, so my brain's kind of like, no, you're not done, you're not finished, but yet, you know, my stomach is like, nope, you're done. That's been a struggle this week. And I'm hungry a lot. I know a lot of people, when you have this surgery, I've heard a lot of people say, well, it's supposed to stop your hunger, but it really doesn't do that for me. I can honestly say that my hunger is about the same as it's always been. During the day, I'm not really hungry. I don't really crave too much, or not really crave, but I'm just not really hungry in the mornings. I don't know why, but in the mornings, I'm just not really hungry. Around 3 o'clock or so, that's when, for whatever reason, my hunger kicks in, and it's like I'm hungry all night long. And when I say hungry, this is the reason why I say I've gotten pretty good at figuring out the difference between mental hunger and physical hunger. Like, I'm not just talking about like, oh, I see a pizza on TV and then like all of a sudden I'm hungry. No, it's like physical. Like, physical, my stomach is growling and it's like, okay, let's eat. So it's like physical hunger. So that's also been a struggle. Unfortunately, it hasn't taken my hunger away. So I do get hungry. I do typically want to eat, like I said, normally towards the later end of the day, like every 2 hours or so. But I've been allowing myself to do that. I don't see a problem with it because of the fact that I am eating so little and I'm still making good decisions. So I think that's the right way to go about it. Like if I'm hungry every 2 hours, and like, again, physical hunger, and I'm making good decisions on what I'm eating, it's just protein, all it's doing is helping me meet my protein goals. So I have been allowing myself to eat, about every 2 hours or so when I am hungry. If I'm physically hungry, and, I just, 2 hours ago just ate, some refried beans or something, I will warm those back up and then eat a little bit more when I'm hungry. So yeah, so I have been doing that. It's still only working out to me eating about 3, maybe 4 little meals a day. I'm not including my, well, I guess that does include maybe somewhere between 3 and 5 little meals a day. I doubt I've ever gotten to 5, probably about 3 to 4 little meals a day, including like my chocolate milk. I think that's it, guys. Like I said, if I can, I'm going to stick in some before and after pictures here at the end. Again, if they're not there, you guys know that I wasn't able to figure it out. I think that's it. Again, I'm at 20 minutes. I don't know how to do a video that's shorter than 20 minutes, apparently. I'm sorry, guys. If you guys get all the way through my videos, I appreciate it. Yeah, so that's it. I do have some more new subscribers. I think I'm at 70 subscribers now, so that's pretty cool. I'm so glad that, I get to share my story with you guys and everything. So maybe when I get to like 100 subscribers, I'll do like a subscriber giveaway, because I know that's kind of what everybody does. So that would be cool. I never really thought that I would ever hit 70, let alone like if I hit 100, like that would be cool. So yeah, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions or anything for me, of course, leave them down in the comment section. And I'd love for you guys to subscribe if you haven't already, so I can share my story with you. Yeah. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.